bottled blood, another lead lost, fam. And I tell you this, a dog owner would sooner let Stevie Wonder walk her dog than Tottenham Hotspur, because you all know what we're going to do with the lead. I knew it. We sacked Tony with the toupee. We sacked Antonio Conte and put Stellini and Mason in charge. We've got George and Lenny from Of Mice and Men in charge.
Hey, George. If you ain't seen, well, read the book. Read the book. Definitely watch the film. Oh, X.
My bro, it's like firing Mr. Miyagi and hiring Daniel-san. Why? What do you expect? It's going to be fossil football, blood. These players are dead food, blood. All they do is look lively for 5 minutes, and then 10 men turn into 10 gyal from Notting Hill Carnival, and they start backing up. Backing up like some North London hard drives. Nothing's changed, and I told you, man, the season's over, and you want to call me negative. Oh, we can get the top 4. Oh, top 4 still on, blood. Where's Dan Juma, blood? I know the man's fasting, but never did I believe it was from Premier League appearances, fam. It's a disgrace.
X raging. We knew he would be. Every right to be as well after that diabolical performance from his team again last night. And there's no Conte to blame this time. You look at Daniel Levy. Why has his assistant manager been left here? There is no reason for it. Legitimately, it is terrible. And the players have to be focused on here. And it doesn't really matter who the new manager is at Tottenham. If they keep this core group of players, if they don't make a significant change to their approach, their standards internally, and what their end goals are, this is going to be Spurs every single season, especially with Arsenal now back to their best, Newcastle on the rise, Man United with potential new owners. Liverpool have had a terrible season, but they're not going to stay here. They're not going to stay at this point, Liverpool. They will rise again. It's looking peak for Tottenham right now. Let's take a look here at their chief cheerleader, Jamie O'Hara, and what he's had to say after last night's terrible result.
I like his honesty. No, I like his honesty. I like his
Someone save me.
It was a
good game. We played a good game.
I like what you said there. I think I don't know what you're moaning about.
Look at that pain. Look at that pain. You all remember what he said, right? You'll remember the whole there's a media agenda against us. You're only being negative about us because you hate us, because you're scared of us. We're a threat. Do you remember that from Jamie O'Hara? Now look at him.
Played a good game.
I like him, mate.
I'm done. I am done.
No.
Who?
No.
He is properly done. You can just tell that everything he said in the last 12 to 18 months is racing through his mind right now. And then you add on top of that the Arsenal pain. He's already admitted that they're favourites to win the league. They're a brilliant team. He doesn't need to do that again. But you put those two things together, and that is one powerful poison.
Is this imposter?
Honest appraisal of the game.
Has Antonio Conte come back?
No, honest appraisal of the game.
Has he done a Mourinho and got is in like
Jay?
He's got in the kit room or something.
Jay,
what am I hearing?
No.
What was that interview?
Jay,
Seriously, what was that interview?
Jay, no, played a good game.
Played a good game.
He's talking about keeping the ball. He put Davinson Sanchez on.
Played a good game.
Played a good game.
Dave the Rave Sanchez.
A good game.
Jay, played a good game.
Mate.
Played a good game.
He's
Jay,
finished.
Jay,
I'm done.
Jay, played a good game.
You can carry
He's
on,
walked
mate.
it off.
For this.
Oh, he's walked away. He's walked away.
Jay.
Oh my God! This article here from Ian Doyle has to be one of the most disgraceful things that I've ever seen. From a professional journalist. He says here, the 8 points clear going into the final 2 months of the season. It would be required arguably one of the worst capitulations in Premier League history for Arsenal to not win the title. The fact that so much has gone for them, the lack of injuries, trouble at their rivals, general officiating, decisions, teams not taking them seriously, he claims here. On top of that, he states that that is and no real scrutiny from the media, that their inability to take advantage of situations that has been forged for a few years under Mikel Arteta is now bearing fruit. In any normal season, they'd be fourth, but this isn't a normal season, and failure to finish the job now would damage the reputation of all involved considerably. Arsenal can't blow it now. A seething attack, a seething attack from this journalist. And I do and I don't get it. I understand Liverpool's fear. We spoke about this on the show yesterday. And I know what a lot of you watching are going to say, oh, Terry's talking about the same thing again. Well, I am, yes. Because it's new. It's not the same person saying it. It's another attack. Another attempt to diminish Arsenal's achievements. And there's a clip coming up soon in relation to Man United where you'll see the same energy from me when it comes to this. But the most egregious bits there are any normal season they wouldn't be there. That's a lie. Of course they would be there in a normal season. How do we know they would be there in a normal season? Because of the fact that their points average right now after 29 games is above that of Pep's in all but one of his seasons so far in the Premier League. It is in the top six points totals after 29 games in Premier League history. It's a brilliant season so far for Arsenal. On any normal season, they would be in the title race at this point. In pretty much every season for the last 50, 60 years of English football, they would be in the title race at this point, irrespective of anybody else. No one taking them seriously is probably the bit that's the most disrespectful. Of course, people take Arsenal seriously. Maybe not in the opening few games, and maybe they thought, oh, we could go at Arsenal here and open up against them. But watch their last 3 matches and how deep the teams sit, and the fact they have to break them apart and break them down. It's absolutely egregious for this opinion, in my opinion, to even exist. And for Liverpool to say there's no real media attention against Arsenal and pressure is crazy. They got slapped up at the weekend. They're having a worse season than Ralph Rangnick and Ollie did for Man United last year. And all I've seen on the airways, all I've seen on the radio, all I've seen on Sky Sports is Man United probably not going to make the top 4. Will Arsenal crumble? And Chelsea. There's no pressure being put upon Jurgen Klopp and his job. Even after the manager himself said his form should see him be sacked. So only the fact he's won a Premier League for Liverpool while nobody's talking about it. This guy is an absolute hater. It's absolutely embarrassing. It truly is, in my opinion.
Oh!
Form. It's not as bad as Liverpool's, and under other teams as well, but it's pretty poor compared to their all-conquering
Talking here about Manchester United's away form here. So not as bad as Liverpool's, but we'll carry on.
form at Old Trafford. And part of it seems to be that their only tactic that I can see is for Bruno Fernandes to moan. From the moment the game starts.
He's pathetic at times.
He really is,
Oh,
isn't he?
absolutely pathetic.
See, he gets attacked, but yet, I didn't think he moaned at the weekend. He was also the only player who galvanized the Man United players at the end to go and clap and say thank you to the fans. So not always a bad egg. That's being ignored. But do you know what's really crazy about the British media? As I just said there, certain people are not being attacked. Certain teams, certain managers get left alone. Harry Kane last night, dive in, play acting, cheating. It was a red card for Decore, 110%. But the way Harry Kane went down, if Bruno Fernandes did that, that would be the focus, as opposed to, well, it was a rightful red card. Like, United away form against the bigger sides hasn't been particularly great. It hasn't been. However, again, the focus on it more than Liverpool's is crazy. Focusing on Bruno's play acting more than other players is crazy. The agenda stinks.
Extraordinary performance. That's their tactic. So I picked the following 11 that says Ten Hag, won't do Dutch accent. And if we'll play 4 at the back, and then Bruno, if you could get after the referee and the crowd, that would really help. What the hell is that?
Awful.
But Bruno, this is why it's very disingenuous. By the way, Man United's away form this year is the 5th best in the league. So as much as everybody's attacking it, it's the 5th best in the league. And only, this is the crazy part, right? The only Man City and Arsenal have a significantly better away form. Arsenal 34 points, City 27 points. Man United on 20 points, Spurs 20 points, Newcastle 21 points, Brighton 19 points. Now, Man United should be better, but people are talking like Manchester United's away form is one of the worst in the league. Liverpool are not being mentioned. They're 13th in the league table away from home with just 12 points all season. But yet, Man United are the focus. Let's attack Bruno Fernandes and Man United.
Maybe it's to sort of deflect from Anthony's behaviour.
And performances, by the way, away from home.
You know, it's how they're throwing in the away from home part. They're only focused on half the story. But again, Anthony was good at the weekend. And it wasn't, Anthony didn't do anything wrong at the weekend. He play acted a bit when Dan Burn brought him down to try and get him a yellow card. But again, no call outs from these guys this morning on Harry Kane for doing the exact same thing. Man United's away form should be criticised. I'm not denying that. But the fact that Liverpool's is not being criticised, the fact that Tottenham's is not being criticised is absolutely beyond me. But let's focus on it and let's make up bullshit and let's twist the knife in. I've been calling this out all year regarding Arsenal. I'm calling it out regarding Man United as well. And I've been doing it all year. Some of you just don't want to damn listen to it. At the end of the day, the lack of intellectual integrity is on the floor from these pundits. Their agendas absolutely stink.
Stop it. Get some help.
Can do it.
There are some, but so Chelsea have been linked with
Everyone.
We're linked with everyone, but I feel like the manager that is front runner of this is Nagelsmann.
Yeah. Former Bayern Munich manager.
What do you think of him, really?
I think he's good. He's not the manager for where you are right now, because I don't look at Chelsea as a project. I look at a project as a team that's full of youngsters that are coming up. I look at Chelsea as almost, with the players they've got there, someone just needs to almost just fine tune it, and it's the finished article. I don't think he's that guy for that. What is he, 34, 35?
This is weird. Like, this is going to sound like reverse ageism from me, and it is, I suppose.
Too young.
Chelsea aren't in the market now for a 35-year-old manager who skateboards to work.
That's funny. That's funny, to be fair. That's funny.
I mean, Chelsea are never in the market for someone who skateboards to work. Chelsea aren't in the market for anyone who has a skateboard over the age of 14. Ever. Yeah. But a 35-year-old is just not... Well, we need somebody to come in...
Stature.
Prestige.
Stature.
I get what they're both saying. They're big up their show, by the way. Very, very good indeed. I get where they're coming from. I get what they're saying. Luis Enrique, I think, is the best option because he can work with the young players. He is a project manager in the sense of he isn't just a win now, see you later. Jose or an Antonio Conte. He can help them build for the future as well as getting them to win in the short term. And that is what Chelsea have got to get right. Man United are going through that right now. Ten Hag knows he needs to develop a team over the next 2 to 3 seasons that is one of the best in the world. And I believe he can do that. But he also knows in the meantime, he has to make top 4 and he has to win trophies. So you have to be able to adapt your play and be a little pragmatic and almost sacrifice elements of your philosophy, your dream way of playing football, your individual utopia as a coach, so that you can get to the end result, get to the end destination while winning at the same time. It's a great point. Can Julian Nagelsmann do that? And that's what I want you, the viewers, to answer. Can Julian Nagelsmann do that? Or is he going to be a little bit more better than Potter, but of the same ilk where it might take 2 years to really start bearing some fruit from this team? I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Make sure like buttons are smashed and that you're subscribing. Of course, scan the QR code and download and listen to the Top 6 podcast. It's out now on Spotify. Go and get that done, my people. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.